Lena moved cautiously along the narrow dirt path, her flashlight flickering in her trembling grip. The deeper she went, the more the world behind her seemed to fade. The stories about this place, about the people who never returned, were just myths, she told herself, myths meant to scare children. Then she heard it, a soft, distant sob, a child's cry. Lena stopped, her breath catching in her throat. The sound was faint, almost fragile, carried through the trees like a breeze. "Help me!" The voice was barely above a whisper, but it sent ice through her veins. She took a step back, her instincts screaming at her to turn around, to run. But then, "Please, I don't want to be alone." Something about the voice twisted her insides. It was sad, desperate. Against every ounce of logic, she stepped forward. The forest stretched endlessly, the darkness thickening. Her flashlight wavered, its beam revealing nothing but gnarled branches and swirling mist. Then, movement, a shadow just ahead, small and motionless. Lena's heart pounded as she aimed the light at it. A boy stood there, his back turned to her. His clothes were tattered, his frame unnaturally still. "Hello?" Lena's voice wavered. The boy slowly turned. Her breath hitched. It was Liam, her younger brother. But that was impossible. Liam had vanished in these woods 3 years ago, yet there he stood, looking exactly as he did the night he disappeared. Same hoodie, same wide, frightened eyes. But something was wrong. His skin was too pale, his lips parted slightly, as if struggling to breathe. His eyes, empty. "You found me," he said softly. Lena took a shaky step forward. "Liam?" His expression didn't change. He simply stared. "No," she whispered. "This isn't real. You're gone." Liam tilted his head slightly. "No, Lena, I'm still here. I never left." A tear slipped down her cheek. Guilt crushed her chest. She had searched for him, night after night, calling his name into the endless darkness, but he had never answered, until now. "I looked for you," she choked out. "I never stopped." "I know," Liam murmured, "but you shouldn't have come." The wind shifted, and suddenly they were no longer alone. Pale figures emerged from the fog, stepping silently from the trees. Dozens of them. Hollow eyes, faces blurred, bodies barely solid. The missing. Liam's smile faded. "They don't want you to leave." Lena's breath came in quick, panicked gasps. She stepped backward, but the figures moved closer. A cold hand clutched her wrist. She screamed. The forest groaned as the cries rose, swelling into a deafening wail. The trees twisted, branches stretching like grasping fingers. "I need to go," she sobbed. "Please let me go." Liam stood still, his expression unreadable. "They won't let you." The voices grew louder, an overwhelming tide of grief and anger. Lena turned and ran. Branches clawed at her skin. The cries chased her, whispering, pleading, screaming. Shadows darted at the edges of her vision, reaching for her, trying to pull her back. Then, a break in the trees, a flicker of light, the parking lot, her car. She burst onto the pavement, gasping. Silence. The forest loomed behind her, dark and unbroken. The figures were gone. Liam was gone. Her phone buzzed, a message from MOM. "I told you never to go into those woods." Lena stared at the screen, her hands trembling. Then, movement. In the reflection of her car window. A shadow, a whisper right behind her ear. "You never really left." Her scream shattered the night.